I'll just give you a personal testimony real quick. The first time I ever noticed a problem in my own life from mold was I was speaking. My wife and I have been traveling for the last 24 years, speaking around the world. And we were in Michigan and we were staying at somebody's house, and we stayed in their basement, and their basement was musty. And each night I would do a seminar, probably, I think it was 5 nights a week. And typically when I do a seminar, you meet the people, you shake their hands, you greet them as they're leaving or before. And then the next night, because they're new, you might forget some names, but you always remember the people you just talked with the night before. You at least know their face, right? Each night, I could not remember. It was as if I had never met these people before. And this was scary for me. I was thinking, what on earth is going on? I can't even remember people that I met yesterday. And this was quite scary for me. We ended up getting out of there. And after a while, my mind started doing better after we left there. But another thing that I get memory deficits, but I also get arthralgia, which is basically just joint pain, where the pain in the joints, my knees will hurt. Most of the time, I don't have these issues. Most of the time, I have tons of energy. I love to run. I love to exercise, do pull-ups and push-ups and all of these things. But when I am exposed to mold, I end up having the joint pain. I get tired. I just feel sluggish, and I just simply don't feel good. And many people have these issues. And once again, mold's not the only cause of all these issues. But if you have some of these issues, you might want to ask yourself, do I have dampness in my house? Do I have mold in my house? And fixing that might be at least one of the beginnings to finding these issues. Once again, dietary issues and other things can also affect these. But yeah, these are some of the experiences I've had. And for me, it takes about 2 weeks to a month of being away from it to start feeling, probably at least a month to feel optimal again. So that's the difficulty in travel if you run into it. And during COVID, a lot of hotels just kind of, because people weren't going to the hotel, they would shut down, turn off the heat, turn off the air conditioning. And even a lot of the hotels across the country became musty as a result of it. We noticed that afterward. One of the other things that's fascinating, there's something called natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are a part of your innate immune system. And so when you breathe in some toxins, or even if researchers suggest that the average human produces about 2 to 5 cancer cells a day. It's just common. We have, genetic abnormalities. A cell will go rogue. It will become a cancer cell, 2 to 5 of them a day in a normal human. And we have been given in our immune system something called natural killer cells. And they do just what they say. They attack pathogens in the body, not only cancer cells, but also cancer cells. And researchers have found that those who have higher levels of natural killer cell activity have, on average, lower levels of cancer. So when your natural killer cells are more active, you're more likely to have less cancer. Well, it turns out that researchers have discovered that people who are in houses that are exposed to mold or dampness, or even workplaces or schools that are damp, that they end up having significantly lower natural killer cell activity. And so as a result of it, it doesn't seem that most of the time the mold itself creates the cancer. That doesn't seem to be what the research shows. But it could be that if your body isn't functioning the way it was designed to function, if your immune system isn't able to fight as well, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to kill off those cells that naturally occur in your body, because we live in this broken world. And so we want to have an immune system that's functioning at optimal capacity. And in order to have that, we do not want to be having mold or mildew in our houses. This is something very important to consider. And there's a verse in Psalms 7, chapter 7, verse 10, and it says, "My defense is of God, which saves the upright in heart." Now, that verse is not talking about our immune system or our defense system. It says that God is our defense, but God has given us in our bodies a defensive system to take care of pathogens that come our way. And one of the ways to make sure that our body's fighting well is to have healthy air in the house.